Well, welcome to the Friday Devotional. John Miller here, speaking to you live from the Miller Man Cave, where we otherwise have on Thursday nights our Young Professionals Bible study. And so this morning's devotional, I've picked the theme, I've labeled it cross-examination, because it is the cross, it is the gospel itself that gives us the true view of who we are and who we are not. And I've taken a passage that you may want to grab your Bible and turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 3 and 4, because I believe that encapsulates what I want to share with you this morning. And here are those verses. I care very little. Paul is speaking to the Corinthians, and he says, I care very little if I am judged by you or by any human court. I do not even judge myself. My conscience is clear, but that does not make me innocent. It is the Lord who judges me. From the New Living Translation, the same verses read this way, just for clarification. As for me, it matters very little how I might be evaluated by you or by any human authority. I don't even trust my own judgment on this point. My conscience is clear, but that doesn't prove I'm right. It is the Lord himself who will examine me and decide. So you see how important the principle of this passage is, that we can think we are doing just fine in terms of examining how we are doing in our relationship with God and our relationship with people, and yet maybe we're not. And so how do we discern? Because if we look within our own self, we can mess it up. Sometimes we self-aggrandize. Other times we self-deprecate. Sometimes we build ourselves up and think that we're better than we are, think that we did just a fantastic job. Or we beat ourselves up and say, oh man, I'm this, I'm that. With the sin nature within us and the new nature, it's just hard for us to self-evaluate. And so this is why David says in Psalm 139, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxious thoughts. You see if there's any wicked way or any harmful way in me, and then lead me in the everlasting way. So this is King David, who asked of himself and asked of the Lord. He said, Lord, I want you to take a magnifying glass into the depths of my soul and let me know how I'm really doing before you. And that's vulnerable. Sometimes we don't want to look because we're afraid of what we might see. But this is why David was a man after God's own heart in the midst of all his sin and imperfection. He really wanted to know himself. And in Psalm 19:14, he said, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my Redeemer. In Psalm 51:10, he says, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. So this is the whole idea of cross-examination. Let the cross of Jesus, the truth that will set us free, examine the depths of our heart, so that in this one brief life that we have, we diagnose ourselves as clearly and truthfully as possible, so that we can give over to God anything that we're keeping from him, so that we can expose anything about our inner self that that he disapproves of. We just really want to live as clear-headed as possible in the one brief life that God has blessed us with. So may this be helpful, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.